surprise stabbings, crazed stalkers, broomsticks up bottoms. Neymar's life is like a Netflix drama. From punching Parisians to bankrolling his dad's escort parties. Welcome to the ludicrous life of the biggest opinion divider in football history. Over 15 years ago, Neymar scored his first professional goal. He struck for Santos against Mogi Mirim in the Sao Paulo State Championship. A decade and a half later, he is Brazil's top goal scorer. He surpassed Pelé and greats like Ronaldo and Zico. He does plenty besides scoring, yet he's seen as a disappointment. Is this fair? Before I give you my unpopular opinion, let me show you what the experts think.
With no substance, we'll tell you what, Neymar, he better have a good look at himself in the mirror after this game, because that's what he was doing, showboating. There was nothing else.
To understand the extreme pressure of Neymar, he became a pro footballer just as Brazil's golden period ended. We had just seen Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, and Kaká all win the Ballon d'Or, so the bar was disgustingly high. From 1994 to 2002, Brazil made 3 World Cup finals in a row. Winning became a right for Brazil. Neymar da Silva Santos Jr. was born on February 5, 1992, in Mogi das Cruzes, São Paulo, Brazil. The son of a former pro soccer player, Neymar followed in his father's footsteps. He played street games and futsal, an indoor version of soccer. He joined the Portuguesa Santista Youth Club in 1999. Within a few years, he became one of the most respected young talents in the country. Neymar joined the youth system of Santos FC at age 11. His abilities spread to Europe. At 14, Real Madrid CF offered to develop him. But Santos convinced Neymar to stay by offering a large bonus. Neymar, following in the footsteps of Pelé, debuted for Santos FC in 2009. He lived up to the hype by winning the league's Best Young Player award. He became a star in 2010. He helped Santos win the league and Copa do Brasil titles. He also won 3 straight scoring titles and 4 straight Player of the Year awards. That season, he debuted a mohawk haircut for the senior national team. It gained popularity among younger fans in a short time. The game that brought a lot of attention was his goals and skills in a 2-0 win versus Scotland at the Emirates. I remember my dad calling me to put the game on as there was a new star of football. On 27 July 2011, Santos welcomed Flamengo to Alvinegro territory, to the Estadio Urbano Caldeira. Santos would lose 5-4 to a Ronaldinho hat-trick, but it was Neymar who shocked the world. Neymar scored a goal, bamboozling 3 or 4 defenders. He even won the FIFA Puskas Award over Rooney's bicycle kick and Messi's crazy goal versus Arsenal. The Neymar hype went parabolic.
If Tito Vilanova had very clear, if anybody's going to come, it has to be somebody that goes straight into the lineup. And if it's going to be somebody up front, get the best one available. And they already got him in 2011, so it was like, all right, let's...
There was still doubt whether Neymar could do it in Europe. The defensive quality wasn't as sophisticated as in Europe. Not everyone believed the tricks would work in a top 5 league. Income, the Confederations Cup, 2013. Brazil was hosting next summer's World Cup. So, the summer before, they played the Confederations Cup. Neymar was phenomenal in every game, scoring wonder volleys against Japan and Mexico, then a free kick against Buffon's Italy. But the highlight of the tournament was against the mighty Spain. Spain had just come off winning 3 tournaments in a row. Neymar didn't care. He decimated them, scoring a stunner, then getting future teammate Piqué sent off. Neymar had finally moved to Barcelona. Fans awaited this for a long time. He would team up with Lionel Messi and Alexis Sanchez to create a South American trio. The Barca story begins in 2013. Neymar's dad had a party with several escorts at a swanky London hotel. The private party with a coach full of women is a sweetener in the €86 million deal taking his son from Santos to Barcelona. According to Santos president, Neymar won't sign until the romp is complete. Neymar's season was an adaptation period. He totaled 9 goals in the league and had some injuries. His biggest moment was his goal and man of the match performance in El Clásico. At the end of the season, Neymar was given the number 10 shirt for Brazil as they prepared to host the World Cup.
Is there more talent than Neymar? I don't know.
Of course.
I don't know if this exists. More talent, more natural, easy-looking talent than Ney. I don't think it's possible. He combines pretty much everything: speed, dribblings, passing, assisting, finishing, physical ability. I think this is the absolutely whole package.
The problem with modern-day Brazil teams is that outside of Neymar, they look a bit ordinary. He is expected to carry the whole attack and be the playmaker. The previous generation of Brazil teams had a bench that was good enough to win the tournament. Neymar started the group stages on fire, scoring a brace in the tournament curtain raiser, then another brace versus Cameroon. The knockout stage is where things get tough. Brazil was scraping through games, but the team lacked the quality to dominate, like in the past. Brazil makes it through to the quarters, but heartbreak emerges. Zuniga fractures. Neymar's back. Neymar is out for the rest of the tournament. This was a national emergency. The opponents had wrestled the star player out of the tournament. Brazil played the favorites in the semifinals. The opposing team beat them before the game had started. They paraded a Neymar jersey during the anthem. It seemed a "please don't hurt me" plea. Germany didn't care. They battered Brazil 7-1. The fans were crying in the first half. Neymar made a full recovery. At Barca, Neymar forms a glorious partnership with Suarez and Messi. For Manchester United, it was the holy trinity of Best, Law, and Charlton. For Real Madrid, it was the Champions League winning trio of Bale, Benzema, and Ronaldo. On the international stage, Brazil could boast Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and Ronaldinho. But none of those could match what MSN gave us. It was pure telepathy. It is the closest I've seen to PlayStation football in real life. In 3 seasons together, they scored 250 goals and had 116 assists. They won 9 trophies, including the 2014/15 treble. Statistics that almost defy belief. Real Madrid's BBC won more Champions Leagues, but people won't remember them like MSN. Arguably, the best season of Neymar's career was in 2014/15. He led the goal-scoring charts for half the league season. He was a joint top scorer in the Champions League. Funnily enough, the season didn't start well for Barcelona. They lost El Clasico 3-1 and lost to PSG in the group stages too. January 4th, 2015. Lionel Messi and Neymar are sitting on the bench for Barcelona versus David Moyes' Real Sociedad. Barca go 1-0 down, and the camera pans to Neymar, who looks at Messi and, with a weary smile, indicates it's time to warm up. Yet even Messi and Neymar couldn't change the result. This game had many believing it could be Luis Enrique's last for Barca. Since his arrival in 2014, some have criticized his methods and handling of players. He seemed to want to change Barca's style. This led to an overreaction, causing an existential crisis at the club. Enrique was right to want to improve the style. It had become a bit predictable after Guardiola. Tata Martino appeared to want to make a significant change. Enrique wanted to counterattack more, not just to score from build-up play. It may have caused some issues at first, but after Sociedad, something clicked in the players' minds. Barca turned a drastic corner in 2015. The game against Atletico on January 11th was a test for Barca and Enrique. Yet, it was one of their best performances of the season. Messi was majestic, and the transitions were excellent. Barca were at their best. It was energetic. The passing was crisp. The counterattacks were ruthless. The pressing was at its best for years, and it wasn't a one-off. This continued to the end of the season. It brought a fantastic treble and justified the board's choice to keep Enrique. So, what had changed? Enrique sought a way to maximize his forward trio: Messi, Neymar, and the newly acquired Luis Suarez. He tried a 4-4-2 diamond and a 4-2-3-1, yet nothing seemed to work. when he finally reverted to the classic Barca 4-3-3 and put Messi right, Neymar left, and Suarez in the middle, the players clicked. The team excelled. Enrique's perfect design, a post-Christmas peak or pure luck, led to a new team high in 2015. The attacking triumvirate beat everyone before them. They inspired the rest of the team. When Neymar arrived in Barcelona, there were some who questioned his talent. Many thought he was overhyped and a show pony rather than an actual talented footballer. Many questioned if he could cut it in Europe, with the Brazilian league being of such a lower quality. Was he going to be another Brazilian flop like Robinho? It all seemed a case of bitterness towards a flashy young man. The truth was, Neymar exhibited exceptional talent, and for that talent to shine and prosper, it required a smart decision of where to arrive in Europe. Barca was ideal. It had great players within it, which would help him, and he too could help the club. Some felt it had become too Spanish. It lacked the Brazilian flair that had defined the club for 25 years. It was a perfect match. Neymar has answered his critics in his time at Barca and near enough silenced all those who doubted him. Neymar has shown his skills, dribbling and finishing. His game also shows maturity and intelligence, which mark the very best. In his first season, he needed to understand his role. He often moved into other players' space and looked out of sync with his teammates. He tried to be the star and a game changer, but he overplayed for the team. Yet, he has grown and matured in his play, and in the space of 12 months proved that he is one of the best in world football. In 2015, he took that further and proved to be the nearest challenger to Messi's crown as the world's best. Neymar scored 41 goals in the year, less than Messi and Suarez, with 48 each, and assisted less also, 16 compared to 23 and 22 respectively. Some may argue, though, that Neymar had the greatest impact on Barcelona's Champions League success. Neymar became the first player to score in both legs of the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the final, scoring against PSG, Bayern, and Juve. The champions of France, Germany, and Italy show that, unlike some forwards, Neymar can perform against the best on the biggest stage. The season after Neymar stepped up even more. When Messi was injured, Neymar was the main man. He came out of the shadow of Messi and stepped into the spotlight, and with it, he showed pure brilliance and quality. His contribution in terms of goals and assists is clear. He led La Liga's scorers charts with 15 goals and has 7 assists. Yet, it has been his overall performances which captivated and impressed. He appears more free, more creative, and simply more entertaining in Messi's absence. He plays football like what we saw Ronaldinho do at the Camp Nou 2 decades ago. The coaches gave Neymar the green light to run the show, and he took the opportunity with both hands. In the season after, he produced arguably the greatest comeback in football history. Barcelona lost the first leg 4-0 to Paris Saint-Germain in the last 16. They had to win by 4 goals without conceding. If they conceded, they had to win by 5 goals. It all seemed over as the 88th minute arrived. Edinson Cavani had scored a crucial away goal for PSG. It made the score 3-1. Now, Luis Enrique's men needed 3 goals to erase a 4-goal deficit. Many would have believed that even MSN couldn't pull it off. But one of football's famous front three made it so. Even Marco Verratti admitted that most Barca players had surrendered. They thought it was over. Neymar did not. A laser-guided free kick, which he had earned, shot into the top corner. It sparked a tiny bit of hope. But a penalty in the 91st minute put viewers on edge. The Brazilian ignored the fans' doubts and excitement. He stepped up and perfectly placed the ball past Kevin Trapp. Now it was on. But the rest of the Barcelona team seemed dejected. They were slow in the build-up and unwilling to take charge. A sumptuous, chipped pass into the box, with his weaker left foot no less, fooled the PSG defense. They raised their arms, hoping for an offside call. The only flags raised would be Blaugrana ones in celebration. It was a dazzling moment. Few would attempt it at 5-0 up, let alone in search of one of football's most memorable moments. The Brazilian, with a swagger in his tone, said after the match that he told Sergi to get into the box as he would find him. Cue scenes of pandemonium like no other. It echoed many great recent virtuoso performances. These include Messi's 19-year-old hat-trick against Real Madrid, Gerrard's solo display in 2005 in Istanbul, and, of course, Rivaldo's audacious trio of strikes for Barcelona against Valencia in 2001. Truly, they're expressions of the beautiful game that ought to be placed in a museum on a permanent loop. Yet, something was wrong. Neymar was the man of the match, but all the credit went to Messi. This was a realization to Neymar that he would never become the star of this team. He had to move if he wanted the Ballon d'Or. In 2017's preseason, there were rumors of Neymar leaving. Piqué cleared them up with his infamous Easy Queta. He stays, but Neymar didn't stay. PSG smashed his release clause and the world record transfer fee. Neymar left Barca. The transfer shocked the world and sent the market soaring like a crypto bull run. Barca fans hated Neymar. He was their replacement for Messi, but Neymar didn't want to wait. He wanted the responsibility now. Neymar's first season was going well until he got injured in Le Classique versus Marseille. He won League UHH Player of the Year. He just about made it to the 2018 FIFA World Cup. Brazil had a better team this time around, but Neymar didn't perform. He turned into a meme. He dived many times in various places, and memes of his dives appeared in many locations. His issue was constant arguing with the opposition. He focused too much on winning free kicks. His ankle might not have been completely ready, but something worse happened to Neymar during the World Cup. Mbappe won the FIFA World Cup. Why would this change anything? Wouldn't Neymar be happy that his friend won? Well, Neymar arrived in Paris to become the main man, to win the Ballon d'Or away from Ronaldo and Messi. What he didn't need was more competition, especially from the local boy who is now the most popular player in the country. This meant that Mbappe was now seen as the star of the team, the most marketable player in the world. The Mbappe hype went parabolic CC. This meant Neymar went back to playing second fiddle. It felt like the bridesmaid who never became the bride. Mbappe was now finishing higher in Ballon d'Ors and scoring more. He replaced Neymar as the heir to Messi and Ronaldo. Injury issues kept Neymar out for half of his second season in Paris.
Marco van Basten, talking about Neymar, he's a true whiner. He is constantly provoking. 1 second he fouls someone and the other second he plays the victim again. You're not allowed to touch him. I would applaud it if someone would finally truly deal with him, a nasty guy on the pitch.
That means just smash him.
Wait. What's the problem with this?
League One is a brutal league, but I sense Neymar likes to wind up defenders. Dodging bad tackles is a skill. Ask Messi and Maradona. The season didn't end well when they lost in the French Cup final on penalties to Rennes. Neymar scored, but Mbappe saw red. When collecting the medals, one of the opposition fans tells him, "Learn to play football." A furious Neymar loses his cool and punches the man in the face. Question marks surround the seriousness with which Neymar is approaching this PSG move. After a few years, eagle-eyed fans notice he's always injured or suspended on the 11th of March. For 7 of the next 9 seasons, he spends that date boozing at his sister's birthday party in Brazil. The pair share an exceptional closeness. They shared a single bed as kids and had tattoos of each other's faces. So, when Neymar finds out she is dating his old teammate Gabigol, he hits the roof. In a fit of rage, he tapes Gabigol's face on a poster on his bedroom wall. And there's more chaos in his private life. When Neymar's mom hooks up with his 22-year-old friend Thiago, he's thrilled for the happy couple. But the tabloids reveal Thiago is dating Neymar's private chef and assistant. Neymar goes berserk. On the phone with friends, he insults Thiago and discusses shoving a broom handle up his backside. Unfortunately, one of his pals leaks the audio online. An LGTB campaigner reported Neymar to the police. They accused him of wanting to impale alive local people. There's more bloodshed when Neymar's mom and her toy boy, Thiago, head to Cancun for a romantic mini-break. 3 thugs burst into the restaurant and attack Thiago in the neck, ruining their candlelit meal. "I almost died," he sobs in a hastily shot video before she dumps him. 1 year later, the campaigner filed a lawsuit against Neymar. He claims the striker's entourage beat and robbed him. This was after he refused a $350,000 bribe to drop the complaint. "I only wasn't killed because the gun didn't go off," he says. The lawsuit goes nowhere. Neymar missed the 2019 Copa America, with Brazil winning the tournament.
There's nothing to suggest after he's left Barcelona. Nothing. He hasn't won any. I've said this before. What has he won of any major note internationally or at club level? There's one that tells you that he is that player that makes a difference. Show me the evidence. He hasn't won anything. He's won league.
In 2020, everything changed. Neymar shows signs that he is ready to step up for PSG. He scores the decisive goal versus Borussia Dortmund to take PSG to the quarter-finals. In the next round against Atalanta, he completes 16 dribbles in 1 game and provides an assist. In the semi-finals, he made a bold, backheeled assist to Angel Di Maria. It looked like he was finally ready to lift the Ballon d'Or. But unfortunately, PSG lost in the final to Bayern Munich 1-0. Surprisingly, Neymar didn't even make the FIFA Best Top 3, which was an injustice.
But when you strip all that back and look at actually what he does when he's got a ball at his feet, I can only think of Messi. That's as naturally as gifted as Neymar is.
The season after Neymar missed most of the season due to injury. Brazil lost the Copa America final at home to Argentina. Neymar is still waiting for his first international trophy. Then in 2021, PSG did the unthinkable. They signed Lionel Messi. But the only problem is, this version of Messi was no longer prime Messi. Paris Saint-Germain had issues off the ball. Mbappe and Neymar didn't track back much. So, adding Messi to that attack was insane. Paris Saint-Germain struggled and embarrassed themselves against PSG. The season after, more controversy strikes. Mbappe misses a penalty. Neymar's had enough. They win a second, and he grabs the ball, refusing to let Mbappe take it. In the dressing room, the pair come to blows. They scream abuse, clash heads, and throw kit at each other before their teammates drag them apart. Before the season, PSG's new manager, Christophe Galtier, set a rule for penalties. France striker Mbappe is the #1 taker, and Brazil forward Neymar is the number 2. This means that Neymar would take a penalty kick if his teammate was no longer on the pitch, or if the foul was against him. That's how Mbappe understood it. Yet Neymar expressed his dissatisfaction with the decision. He thought he should take priority, but in the end, he accepted it during preseason. Fast forward to Saturday. Mbappe had already missed a penalty in the game. The referee awarded a penalty in the 21st minute for Jordan Ferry's handball in the box. Paris Saint-Germain got a second penalty 20 minutes later for another handball. Neymar grabbed the ball, surprising his teammate. The teammate had a word with him, but the Brazilian hardly listened. Instead, Neymar dismissed him, kept the ball, took the penalty, and scored. Mbappe wasn't happy, and his face showed it. Sources told ESPN that Mbappe didn't like the way Neymar took the ball immediately for the second penalty. It upset him. After the game, Neymar liked some tweets criticizing the choice of Mbappe as the #1 penalty taker. It's a familiar issue for PSG, especially since Neymar's arrival from Barcelona over 5 years ago. In the 2017-18 season, penalty gate between Neymar and Edinson Cavani poisoned the dressing room. A small issue festered, but the club and then manager Unai Emery never settled it. This time, it is different, and in many ways, it has to be. First, defender Sergio Ramos spoke to both players after the game in the dressing room. He wanted to diffuse their tension. Then, Luis Campos had a word. The new sporting director asserted his authority. He reminded the two players of their duties and the need to respect the manager's rules. "You are two great players. Don't let things like this damage your season," he told them. Campos also reminded Neymar about the risks of taking issues to social media instead of to his team. So, where does this leave the duo? Neymar and Mbappe were close when they both arrived at PSG in the summer of 2017. Yet, their rapport has cooled in the past couple of years, with the pair drifting apart over time. They still respect each other, but a problem of egos and status is evident. ESPN sources say Mbappe got annoyed last season at Neymar's lack of discipline. Neymar felt surprised when he learned about the power the club gave to Mbappe in his new contract. Paris Saint-Germain and Neymar noted that they discussed finding a new club for him this summer. This did prompt the Brazilian to return with a renewed focus for preseason. Both players are now claiming that the Montpellier incident is behind them and that it was not a big deal.
And maybe I will have the chance to talk to Christophe. When you name somebody number one, it doesn't mean if he misses that the number two is going to take over. Never, never. A number one is a number one.
Neymar had his third World Cup. This was the first World Cup he entered with good form. Brazil had a good team with Vinicius, Rodrigo, Rafinha, and Paquetá. In fact, Brazil was joint favorites with Argentina. They began with high hopes, but Neymar sustained an injury after the first game. He was back for the knockout rounds, where he scored a penalty and then a stunning team goal versus Croatia, but lost to Croatia in penalties. This was a huge blow. This was an aging Croatia team. It did feel like his teammates let him down. After another Champions League loss, the PSG Ultras turned on Neymar for good. They marched to his house chanting, "Neymar, F off." He fled to a quieter life in Saudi Arabia as PSG sold him. After escaping the glare of the French media, Neymar is free to spend his days with his family. Although judging by a recent video, it's not exactly quality time. As the rest of the family sang his daughter happy birthday, Neymar sneaked in a quick game of online poker. What a career it has been for Neymar. 12 years leading the national team, World Cup injuries and heartbreak, Copa America suspensions, let down by his teammates in finals. He burst onto the scene at the Confederations Cup. He retired as Brazil's all-time top scorer. It's hard for outsiders to grasp the pressure of wearing a Brazil shirt, especially the number 10. The media and fans are very critical, which elevates it to a completely new level in physical, mental, and psychological aspects. So, in my opinion, it is impossible for Neymar to be a failure. Winning league titles, a Champions League, and Ballon d'Or podiums, and being the Champions League top scorer in a Messi-Ronaldo era is impressive. He has given the game a lot of joy, and his haters won't realize until he is gone. We have a video of another Brazilian who's even better than Neymar. Check it out, or your team will get relegated.